and welcome to J. Arthur's first planned out vlog post video recording. Still not scripted, but I thought about what I wanted to talk about. Quick note, I'm driving. I did a quick test in the car, and my cell phone mic does a pretty good job of filtering out my car's V8. So I thought that I could utilize this time to do a little bit of recording. What I want to talk about today is what I plan on doing with this for the near, probably extended future. I'm doing this, starting to record these vlogs and posting them because I need this outlet to talk about things that I want to talk about. I love my wife. I love my friends. But I am interested in a lot of things that they don't care about, and I don't really have anyone to talk to about it. I can get my wife to talk to me about some stuff sometimes, and some of my friends will talk to me about some stuff sometimes. But being that I'm a therapist, I don't have my license yet. I'm required to tell you that by law, but legally I can call myself a therapist because I'm in a therapy training program working on my master's. But because I'm a therapist, I see things in the world that other people don't see because I'm interested in learning. Excuse me. I learn a lot of things that a lot of people don't care about, and I'm a pretty opinionated person. I try not to overwhelm people with it, but it builds up inside and I need to get it out. And when I used to write, if you go back and you look at my blog post history, I've written about all kinds of things. I wrote about racism. I've written about the economy a little bit. I've written about aliens. I did a lot of research into baby myths when my wife was pregnant. I like to learn about a lot of things, and I've got a lot of other things that I've learned about that I want to talk about that I don't have anybody to talk about. So that's one of the main reasons I'm doing this. The second reason that I'm doing this is because I don't have the time to sit down and write anymore. I said this in my previous vlog that, it takes me 10 minutes to record something, or it might take me 40 minutes to write it. I'm in school. I'm in this program to become a therapist. I work about 30-ish hours a week on average. And then I'm a full-time dad, full-time husband. I don't get to take time off from that, except occasionally when somebody's on a trip. But usually, if somebody's on a trip, then it's for work or school, so it's not exactly time off. So, I enjoy doing it. The third reason I'm doing it is I enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun. Even if nobody ever watches, even if I never get to a point where I can make money doing this, even if I never get to a point where that anybody ever talks back to me about it at all, I enjoy doing it. I enjoy getting my thoughts out there, and that's why I'm doing it. And actually, a fourth reason is that it's convenient. I have a lot of time every day, or not every day, but lots of days where that I'm just like driving. I live 30 minutes away from town, so I have to drive to town twice a week for class. That's an hour every week that I'm just sitting in my car, not really doing anything. I listen to podcasts and stuff like that, which I feel is more productive for me than just listening to music. But this is even more productive than that. And I listen to podcasts all the time anyways, so it's not like I'm losing that bit of enjoyment from my life. But this is a better utilization of my time. And I play games all the time. I got NVIDIA Shadowplay working right. It was my fault. I just had some things set wrong. My computer is plenty powerful enough to do it. I just had it set up to record wrong, and I didn't have the right shortcut keys memorized. So instead of recording what I wanted it to, it was recording like weird things, and it would be in weird frame rates and stuff. And really, it was just I needed to take 5 minutes, go look at the settings, and get it all sorted out. So, I play games all the time to relax. I just hit the record button, record 20, 30, 40 minutes at a time. I can chop that up and use it in vlogs. I'm going to post all those videos to YouTube. I decided to go with one channel to just keep my current channel because I've got some views on the videos that I've posted there, And I spent some time this morning reorganizing it, setting up better video playlists and categorizing things better so that it's easier to find things. I went through and I set all of my personal videos to private so that I can still share them with my family, but random people can't see them. No offense to you guys, but I don't know you, and you're on the internet, and I've been on the internet my whole life. I know how internet culture is, and there's a lot of good people out there, but there's a lot of bad people out there, and I don't want any of the bad people having an easier time finding out my information. So that's what I've decided to do with my YouTube channel, and I actually am going to write a little script for my plugging thing. Probably just save that and tack an audio recording onto the end of every setup, just so that it's saved in there, and then I don't have to fumble around saying it every time. I don't know. I haven't decided a lot of things that I'm going to do yet. I've got some topics that I want to talk about, and I'm going to start recording so that I've got a backlog. And I would genuinely like to get back on a little bit of a schedule. I said in my I'm back post that I wasn't going to do a schedule, but I'd like to have a little bit of a schedule just so that I don't put off doing things. But I'm not going to do like a 4 post a week schedule. I'm thinking 1 guaranteed post every week, maybe 2 guaranteed posts every week, just for fun, But if this really takes off and I become popular enough to start making money doing it, I would change that. But if that ever happens, that's probably months or years away. And like I said, I'm not worried about making money. I just do this for fun. So we'll see how that goes. So doing this while driving, a little bit distracting, not for the driving. It's distracting for me talking because I'm focusing on driving, and there's a cop in front of me right now, and I drive a sports car, and I don't want to be pulled over. I don't think I will. I'm not speeding. I'm actually following him going under the speed limit, but still. What else was I going to talk about? I've been thinking about whether or not I need to change my audio setup and invest in something better. If you watched the previous video, you know how surprised I was at how good the stuff that I'm using to record is. But at the same time, there's a lot of noise that goes through that I just can't edit out. I don't have the time, and some of it I don't have the skill for. I have what I call a very basic hobbyist's level understanding of how to edit audio and video. So a pop filter and or a dedicated mic would be good, but I'm not willing to invest in those yet. I was considering heavily doing it, but I'm just, I'm not ready for that yet. So maybe in the future. Another plan I have for this is monetization. I'm going to hold off a little while on monetizing videos. I'm going to do a little research on the YouTube monetization system. I've tried to use it before when I was doing game reviews and posting those. But even doing review content, it was getting flagged. And I don't know if I was doing something wrong or if it was just the YouTube, or not the YouTube. The automatic flagging content ID system is pretty easy to get around. You just, say, this is my own work. You sign a little thing, and then it goes off to review. And once it's reviewed, it either, yep, you're good, or nope, you're not good. You got to escalate this farther. But I've had some things flagged by developers and composers and stuff. And I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong or if they're just being dicks. So I need to do a little more research into that and decide how I'm going to go about monetizing. I'd really like to use Patreon. I really like the Patreon model. But you need an audience for that first. So I'm stuck dead there on that because I don't have an audience yet. But that's as long as Patreon sticks around and they keep doing well, and they're, don't wind up doing something shady or whatever, then eventually I'm going to go to Patreon. I mean, over time, I will build up an audience. When I was writing, I was starting to build up an audience anyways. I, had gotten some followers, people who were following my blog and who were following me on Twitter and etc. But I just dropped it. So I think some of them has stuck around. My last blog post got 23 views, which, was honestly 23 more than I was expecting it. I just posted it out of a courtesy and at the same time kind of a motivation to me, like, okay, you said you were going to do this, now actually go do it. And then I got 23 views, and I was like, oh, hey, there are still 23 people out there in the world who are interested in what I'm doing. That's better than none. So I'm pretty happy about that. I also need to work on my speaking skills. I have gotten back into the habit of when I speak using and like, and I'm okay with those every once in a while. Even in public speaking classes that I took in college, I would do that and get away with it, and it was okay. But I catch myself doing it, and I need to stop. Scripts help with that, but I don't like to sound like I'm reading, and also it takes time to write a script. So I just need to be better about it. Anything else that I was going to talk about? I'll do that in another video. I was going to talk about E3, but I will record something else after today when the Nintendo press conference is over. Then all the big ones will be done, and I can talk about it. I will say now, Bethesda, you rocked. If Nintendo comes out swinging really big like they did last year, you might be considered beaten. I didn't like I'm going on talking about it. I didn't like the Nintendo press conference last year because I didn't like the whole digital cartoon thing that they did. Jerks in traffic. See, like I said, I'm paying attention to driving, not recording. But that's a good thing. Don't want to get killed doing this. Anyways, now that that guy finally let me over. Yeah, Nintendo comes out swinging big today. Bethesda might get knocked down, but I mean, I watched the Microsoft conference, the Ubisoft conference, the EA joke conference. I'd like to see the real press conference because that whole thing was a load of crap. My gosh. I probably posted 30 snarky tweets about EA just because of how bad everything that they showed was. I get that they have to put all their sports content out. That's one of the biggest things that they're known for and probably makes them a ton of money. I get that. But putting Pele up on stage, I mean, the man is... I have mad respect for that man, for his skills and how good he was at what he did. And, I mean, I could never, ever accomplish that. I'm not athletic in any respect. But he was so out of his element on that stage as an older fellow who doesn't have much interest in video games. I mean, I'm 100% convinced he did that strictly for the paycheck. And I mean, I don't blame him for that. I blame EA for being stupid and putting this guy up on stage who honestly didn't need to be there and boring everybody to death for 20 minutes about his story, going over the conference length, boring people with this story about how he used to play. But I digress. Watched EA, Ubisoft. The Ubisoft conference was good, but to me it was like last year. I was like, oh, all of these games look awesome, and I'm actually not going to buy any of them. The only Ubisoft game I bought last year was Watch Dogs, which I actually really liked. A lot of people were disappointed. I knew I was going to buy it on console, so I wasn't expecting those amazing graphics. I knew that. So it didn't bother me when it didn't look as good, and I genuinely liked the game. But that's the only Ubisoft game I bought last year. There were a bunch that I wanted, but they all turned out to be garbage, and I don't pre-order games. I don't do that anymore. I have been and have seen too many people get burned with pre-orders. I'm not doing it anymore. The only game I've considered pre-ordering in years is Fallout 4. And I don't even think I'll pre-order that unless there's just some kind of amazing bonus. I know I'm going to buy the game anyways at some point. I love the Fallout franchise. I mean, who plays video games that doesn't? But I mean, I still don't know if it's worth a pre-order for me. We'll just have to see. when they, other than their like super expensive collector's edition, like we'll see if they've got some kind of digital deluxe edition or something like that I might consider pre-ordering. But I mean, I'm going PC on that one. My PC will kick the crap out of my console, out of my Xbox and my Wii. So there's no question about that. And I have reached my destination, so we're gonna cut this one short. I will talk about E3 later, and I will cut that into this video at the end. So just keep listening after this point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop recording, and then I'll record a separate audio post. What do I want to do with that? See, stream of consciousness, no script. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to record an entire separate E3 video, and just go ahead and talk about E3, because by the time I get done today and we'll be able to record it, the Nintendo press conference will have happened. I will have been able to watch that, and I will have a complete idea on all of like the big heavy hitters at the show. And I'll record that and put that in a separate post, and I will title it as such. So, thank you for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe on my YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter at JMA4707. Subscribe to my blog. Sign up for my mailing list if you are so inclined. And I'll catch you next time.